Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics, where we are back on the 81 Z28. Last episode, got the whole front end situated. After the video, I finished bolting the front nose on there. Last video we just had the 3 bolts here. Well, there's 3 more down here. Bunch of other stuff I put on the I'm missing the little deal for that. So we got the fender flares on and the front spoiler. Now that's a spoiler that he'd give me. Half of one was in a box, and I didn't realize the other half was still bolted on this nose. So I actually got the whole original front spoiler. It's busted in the middle. Probably going to save that for the 80 Z28. So anyway, I got that all bolted on there. Got the grill bolted in, but I think it's a different grill. It's screwed in a little bit different, and it has this deal here. But anyway, it's a grill. These are just sitting in here. I haven't put them in yet. I want to paint them flat black. The original ones were all busted up, cracked, whatever. I had thrown them away. And I had a couple extras from the 77 parts cars, but they're different. They actually don't fit in there quite good, and the holes are different spots. But these 2 chrome ones are good, and they're fit where they're supposed to, the holes. So, yeah, luckily I got them. Yeah, I'm always thinking of the 80. We're going to need that for the 80. These signal lenses here are already flat black, but we'll probably paint them to match these. Yeah, this is a little bit. Yeah, it was hit right here, because that, I think it was hit like right in here, because that bumper was bent a little bit. So everything's just kind of, I don't know if I'm not gonna fix that right away. We got cracks in the rear bumper as well. Okay, so yeah, anyway, put all that together. Get under here a little bit. Get some. Here's where the one brace went. The other brace up there. And it's all bolted in here. Screws in. All the bolts and screws and everything are all in there. So she's all together. I 415'd the hood hinges. They were all, surface rusty. 415'd them last night. Put them on there. My brother's coming over here in a little bit. He uses one of my mobile homes for storage. He's going to bring some more stuff. I'm going to get him to give me a hand with the hood. So we'll have the hood on here in a couple hours. Okay, so yeah, last video, had it running, filled it up with all fluids and everything. Nothing seems to be leaking. Transmission does work. I got the back end jacked up, put it in gear, forwards, reverse, the wheels spin, so it is working. We need the steel tube from the vacuum modulator valve that comes up and hooks them up to the engine. I don't know where I can get one of those. I hate to use a rubber line. So yeah, it needs a bunch of little stuff. The starter is different. I looked it up. I think it was an 80 something to 96 or something. and that's a 77 starter off that old block. So for it to be perfect, it'll start up and everything, but the flywheel is just hitting the edge of that starter Bendix thing there, making a little bit of noise. But then we had a problem with the fuel pumps. I bought this one here for 25 bucks. It didn't last worth a shit. And then I bought these two, a pair of them for 17, and this one crapped out. So I haven't put the other one on yet. I don't think I will, because it'll probably crap out as well. So I don't know what to do, unless to hook one into at the back where it just pushes, but I wanted it up here. So we got to figure out what to do about that. So it's just little stuff. Got to get the right battery. We got a new battery tray and everything in here. We painted the wheel wells. But am I going to buy a battery specifically for this car? No, probably not. Not right now. The overflow tank goes in here somewhere, if this battery was in the right spot. Like I said, those are through the roof now. It was like 67 plus 14 to ship. It's like 80 bucks. I didn't check the windshield washer jug here. That's probably another 80 bucks. I'm just not going to buy them. I'm not going to buy them for this right now. Fan shroud. What I say the fan shroud was 150 bucks for the cheapest. Yeah, I'm not going to buy that either. Air cleaner. Going to try to round up an air cleaner. I should have some old rusty ones or something around. I usually buy them new, but I'm not going to spend the extra 500 bucks to make this perfect right now, because I don't think it's going to be worth that much. So what we got left to do majorly, I think this video here, we're going to get the exhaust. Now the headers, these headers came with the car. It's all scraped on the driver's side, and I cut them off right here. Cut them off, I mean, it just had these welded to it. No mufflers. It's part of the header, and then two pipes. So I'm going to get some new cardboard and stuff, and we're going to see if we can weld on I'm going to start cleaning this stuff up since I'm pretty much done with everything. I think I got some pipes. I think I got some mufflers in that mobile home shed there. So what we need to do is oh, that's built onto the header. I was gonna say I might have another set of these. We're gonna try to weld that on. That way we can bolt on a pipe and mufflers. Okay, so I got these, the bolts, the gaskets, all that stuff. We'll try to use all that, and that way we can just unbolt the pipe and the muffler. Yeah, so most of this stuff, we're done putting the car together. Other than just the signal lenses here. That's the good fuel pump. Some rubber stuff here. I'm not sure where that goes. That might be the bottom of the door panels or something. I don't know. Yeah, we got the spark plug boots to put on. Oh, them braces there. Damn, I forgot about them. Forgot about them. These ones will go. Yeah, right there to there, like that, both sides. Of course, you want the battery in there first, or we can just loosely put them on there. We'll have to paint them. Forgot about them. Okay, we can do that, paint them and get them ready. Yeah, we don't need that brace. I think that's for the rear one. It's all busted, cut off or something. Other than that, and then I got some gauges, mainly for the oil, because that does not, we got all the gauges except oil. We're done with the nuts, bolts, baggies, the stuff. We got everything. Probably use a little bit of that wire loom to that's the other thing I've done. I run all the headlight wiring. We're gonna loom up some of this stuff here better. It was all chewed by rats and disintegrated. But yeah, you just had to take this off here, and it's goes up underneath there to the other side. So there's just a headlight plug, and then the signal plug goes in here. Right here, that's it. And then the horn button on the steering wheel doesn't work, but I hooked up the horn wire and a horn right there. So yeah, just a lot of little stuff, but yeah, I did mention we need to bleed the brakes. That way it'll actually run and drive. We can drive it around here anyway. And there's no rush on finishing this off to sell it. We're going to wash it and scrub all this stuff off like we did the rest of the car. The rest of the car looked like that, just full of years of grime and crap. So yeah, the two major things are the exhaust and then the door panels. We're going to make the door panels, but probably not this video. And I think I might buy a dash cover. I'm not sure. So the plan was, well, the first plan was just to make it a roller, put all this on and make it a roller. But I thought, well, you know, you put this front end on, it's going to be more difficult putting the engine in and stuff. So might as well, I got an engine, might as well, and a transmission, might as well put them in there, then the front end. So that's the way we got it now. So I think the goal is to wash it up real good after we finish the major stuff and try to sell it. But problem is I don't have a title to this. You know, some asshole posted there a while back, he doesn't have titles to any of his cars. Yeah, I got titles to every single car except these last two that I bought. So I don't know where he got that from, just being an asshole. Got bills of sales, both of them. So, in order to get a title, it's called the Title 42. It's basically a mechanics storage lien type thing, and it takes 3 months. So I got to wait 3 months, and then I would hand in the paperwork, and within 3 to 5 days, or 5 to 7 days, I would get a title in the mail. Well, the state has changed that now. They got to do something after it's all filed, and it takes another 2 months. That happened with the 78 Nova. So it's a total of 5 months I got to wait for a title. Okay? But before I do all that, I need a printout. The title service could do it, but apparently this car was not last registered in Oklahoma. It's not, it's I don't know. Hoping it was a Texas car. So I got to file to Texas and pay a couple of bucks, $16 for the title history and registration and all that, registration history for this car and the 67. So I mailed them away. It might be in the mailbox today, a couple weeks ago. So once I get that paperwork, then I can hand it in to the place that does my Title 42s here in Oklahoma. Then the 5 months starts. So unless I sell it, try to sell it without a title, and you know, say to them, oh yeah, I applied for the title, it'll just take a couple of months. Well, probably most likely nobody's going to buy it, but there might be one person that, oh yeah, okay, here's a deposit, I'll wait. But 99.9% chance they're just going to say, no, I don't want it without a title, especially for what I need to ask for it, which I don't even know right now. I got to add up what I got into it. We'll do that by the end of this video. I'll add up what I've spent on it so far, because that's all I'm going to spend on it. I'm not going to spend no more unless I buy a dash cover. So you know, whatever I try to ask for it, 6,000, something like that, as is 7,000. And then of course, if I paint it up and everything, I think I'm gonna have to ask a lot more, like 12,000 or something. So, and that's if all the little stuff is done. It needs rear tires. Them tires are all falling apart. Bought 2 new ones for the front, but these big wide ones here are cost a fortune. I'm not buying them. So yeah, so there's no rush. There's no rush on getting this for sale. So basically, we're just going to get it as far as we can in the next couple of videos, and then it's just going to be parked until we get the title and all that, and I'll try to put it up for sale. Of course, in the meantime, we'll work either on this one, do some work on the 80 Z28, or the white 69 van. Right there. A bunch of people have been asking about the van. Yeah, well, the van is just all Bondo work. It would be, I do like 2 videos a week. It would probably be 6 videos of doing body work straight. It'd be kind of boring. So we'll see. There's Nikki. Hey Nikki. Itchy scratchy. So that's where we're at with this, guys. 2 major things: exhaust, and I'm gonna make some door panels. Mentioned last, we'll save that for another video, but this old mobile home's got some paneling in it. We're gonna cut out some paneling and get some material and cover it, and mold into the curved part of the door panels and glue it all together and see what happens. But I think we'll probably do that next video. We'll try to get the exhaust done as far as we can. So yeah, that's where we're at, guys. But it's come a long way from being a car that just about every nut and bolt was taken off of. No drivetrain and no interior and no glass. It did have the back window in it till I trailered it home and it flew out. Wasn't glued in there. But yeah, I had no door glass, no windshield, and then I lost the back glass. So had to round up all that. It's just come a long, long way from what it was. And hopefully not a whole lot of money that I put into it. It's started off quite a bit of money. 500 and something on just the floors alone. 200 for the windshield. A couple $100. No, what was it? Shit. It's about $750 just for all the engine stuff. Fluids and distributor and wires and spark plugs, and the value, although I had the distributor and carburetor, I just got to put a value of it on there. $100 for that, $50 for that, and that added up to like $750, and then I had to spend another $100 after that. That was $850 for that. So $850, $500 for the floors, $200 for the windshield. It's it's going to be quite a bit. And then plus whatever I spend after that, a couple of new, 100 and something for a couple of new tires. I'll add it all up though, but it could be close to $3 grand that I got into this, and it might be too much, but I don't know. If it runs and drives, and all the major stuff is done, I think it's well worth $3 grand. You know, just $3 grand plus my labor. And the pipes and mufflers I already have. The door panel stuff I'm already gonna have, so I don't have to spend any more money other than that. So yeah, okay, that's where we're at. I'm gonna clean up the shop a little bit here, make some room for the pipes and the mufflers, and we'll have to I'll show you all that. I'll dig it all out of the mobile home, set it over here. I got some boxes over here of some clamps and little pieces of muffler stuff here. Oh yeah, there's another set right there. Okay, got some clamps. I don't know if I got any hangers. There's another box of stuff here. So I'm gonna put all that out here so I know what I'm at, and we'll start cutting up the pipes and see how far back we can go. I think we can't go that far back because it'll end up hitting the back floor. But anyway, I'll show you that, and then show you the hood after it's put on. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, next day. It's actually late in the day. Yeah, my brother came over last night. We just stuck that hood on there. It's not tight or adjusted. We just kind of stuck it on there. So I'm going to bolt it down tight and then adjust it and all that here later. Yeah, I forgot about it. I had what, 3 or 4 air cleaners in, I think, that junk 80 Camaro when it was in the junkyard, and rounded up this one here. I think I need a rod. I don't think I have one. But anyway, I can either put that Edelbrock on top or this chrome one. Take some steel wool to it. And I think we got another one we'll use for the 80. So yeah, got that to do. Took it down out the jack stands, so it would be easier for us to put that hood on there, hold it up there, instead of it being, you know, way up in the air. So yeah, this is its stance here. Looks squatted down in the back, or a little too high in the front, but I don't know, they put on a whole new front end, so I don't know, they put like gold coil springs in there. I guess they put some oversized ones or something, but that's okay. Yeah, so then today, earlier, my neighbor across over there built a house out of 3 shipping containers. They're gonna move. Might have to rebuild it. I'm gonna try to do a video with that. We talked about it maybe tomorrow. So actually that video might come out before this one. Anyway, he's moving and he gave me asked me if I wanted a bunch of stuff. So I got some shelves and a desk, and actually, yeah, tomorrow it's got a big metal, real heavy table, bench type thing. So I'll go get that tomorrow. That and some, oh, and a big metal door. So I'll take that from them. You give me this little container thing here, and 3 of these chairs. So fixing to unload them. What I'm gonna try to do is fill up this shop with shelves and tables and stuff in this bay here, and take all that stuff that's on the floor and put it up on. Also today, sold the 78 black Hot Rod Nova. I had over there. Last time I mentioned it, the other video, I was gonna relist it for $7,500 and take 6, but it was still listed for 6. And anyway, the guy come over here from Dallas area, about an hour and a half drive, and all he had with him was $5,500 cash. So I said okay. So off he went. Didn't hear from him, so I guess he made it all the way back with it. So yeah, it's gone. They give me the cash, I gave him the title, and it's gone. So I had about $2,500 into that Nova, sold it for 55, so made $3 grand on it. Not a lot, but I am kind of glad to get rid of it. I didn't want to keep pouring more money into it. You know, $900. They want $900 for them plastic interior pieces, $500 for a headliner. The rear brakes didn't work. I never got around to diagnosing what it needed. Could have been that rear brake hose or lines clogged up. You know, it sat for 20-something years, and I brought it back to life. Somebody had tried to start it and bent 3 push rods, and at the beginning I had to fix that, and then after all that, the transmission went out. So then I had to gather a transmission from a junk car and put that in, kind of like doing to the 81. But anyway, I'm kind of glad to get rid of it. And then that paint, put that flat black paint, it all peeled off on the hood. Probably my fault, but man, I had to sand and repaint that front end, and anyway, it's gone. Didn't make a lot on it, but got something. Yeah, I think I'm going to be working on my tiny house. I need another load of gravel, because the way we had it sitting on the bricks, they had to raise up the back end because I didn't have it completely level. So anyway, I got, you know, a foot or something of space that I don't want to spend the high dollar concrete on, so I want to fill in like half of it with gravel. So I think I need another load of gravel. So we're gonna, not right now, but in a while, move these cars out so a dump truck can come in and put a load of gravel right here, so I can shovel it in there easier. I know I should have done it before it was built, but, and then do some plumbing. And see, the tiny house, I went over there, or the shipping container tiny house, I went over there and made a video because he built it. Did a video of how he did the plumbing and stuff. So I have a good idea of how to do the plumbing in this and what I need to run the sewer. And the sewer is going to be connected right underneath this trailer. So what I got to do is I want to move this. What I'm either going to do, this one's staying here. That's a long story. But these ones here, I'm either going to bring them to the crusher or move them. And they're hard to move with no front ends and axles and shit on them. Most of them. To you know, pick them up and move them somewhere. So I might just haul them straight to the crusher, and then I'll get a hook on my 5th wheel camper and put it right behind here. Eventually I'd like to get some type of awning over top of it, although it's taller than the lowest part of the roof. I'd have to come probably from the center, put a big awning over it. But anyway, it's going to go here, and then the sewer pipe is right here. So I got to run from there over to the building for the sewer. So I got to dig down a trench and all that stuff, and because all the water system's going on this end of the building, see, so we got to run a pipe the pipe in from the water's right in here. We run that from there to there. That's easy going in, but then the sewer's going to come out over there and across there. So I got to do all that, move all this, move these cars, have a load of gravel, get the gravel in there, then do the plumbing, and then pour the concrete. So it's a lot of screwing around, guys. But I need to start on it, get going on it, get something done on it. Okay, so in the meantime, we got to get this jack back up now, because we got to get under there and do the exhaust. That's what this video's about. So I forgot that I had this. Flashark, who we just did a video with for the headers on the 80 Z28, they had given me this pipes and muffler and a set of headers. I knew I had this, but I forgot that I had a set of headers also from them when I had Bumblebee, but I never did put any of this on Bumblebee. You know, it was just a 305 and a regular manifolds and one pipe coming out. I think I extended that pipe and put a muffler on it or something, but I never used what I usually do, which is the dual exhaust, and I usually use the turbo, or what are they called, one chamber racing mufflers. But this is all what Flashark had. These are more like resonators. See? So what we're gonna do is we'll get under there and look, but as far as it can go without hitting the floor or the back, I think it'll hit the back seat area, unless you tuck it up under right an inch away from the drive shaft and all that. We're not going to do tailpipes or anything. We're just going to dump it as far back as we can. So these will be welded on to the little flange I talked about earlier on the header, and then we'll weld or whatever, put that flange on this end so we can bolt this together, and then cut it where we need to, and put on these mufflers on both ends, and possibly make a little down pipe or something. So yeah, that's the goal. That's what we need to do. So yeah, so I'll give another shout out to Flashark. If you need pipes, mufflers, headers, they got a ton of other stuff. I'll put a link and everything in the description below the video. And I also had, these were some leftover pipes, mostly those little curved ones from another job. And I had I don't have the lights turned on yet, little buckets of boxes of yeah, I showed you these little clamps and stuff. No, it wasn't. No, there was a bucket. There's a bucket. Where's the? Oh, it's right here. It's what I had in the other shed over there. Got some clamps and stuff, and more little pipes, crap like that. So hangers, I mean. So we got yeah, I misplaced that last exhaust I did. I was like, I know I bought a bunch of them hangers, and there they were in this bucket. So I put everything over here, and then a couple of boxes of stuff. So out of all this stuff, we're gonna make an exhaust system for this. Okay, so let me adjust the hood, jack this up on jack stands, unload this stuff, and then I'm not sure where I can put that now unless I move all this over here, which there ain't room for, and then put the shelves and then move it all back, or stick it in the shed for now. But either way, I gotta unload it and do that to this car, and then I'll be back. It'll be dark, but we'll see what we can come up with later on. Okay, bye. Okay guys, I sanded down the headlight bezels and those braces. These marker lenses, I think I'm just going to leave them. That's the way the bezels were supposed to be, like that. I should probably paint them, but Anyway, those are clear lenses, so they should have yellow bulbs. And I don't have any yellow bulbs. Probably cost me 10 bucks to get them, just like those last set of bulbs I bought. Crazy. So anyway, I'm going to use some adhesion promoter on this chrome. Put a coat of that on there. Help it out. Hopefully it won't peel off, but it might because it's chrome, but not much I can do about it. Okay, so I got some Walmart paint here. This is just gloss black. Paint the braces with. And then some satin. So let me paint it with that, and I'll be back. Hey, Nikki. Okay, guys, it's been a couple days actually since the last segment. I have been screwing around with this car. It's been fighting me. Decides to wait till it's almost done. Anyway, I haven't screwed these bezels or anything on yet. These ended up being two right-hand side. So I guess the right hand is gonna fit good, and then this one a little bit off or something. It's pretty damn close, but anyway, so the last segment I put the hood hinges on that I got from a junk car. I forgot, or I didn't think I had the hood hinges from this car in a box. I ended up, they were over there hidden underneath the door panels. But so I took these hinges off a parts car and put them on there, 415'd them. My brother helped me put on the hood. So the next day I bolted it up, and it would not close. Those, I don't know, it was the 415 or they were just rusty, the pivot joints or whatever, and it would not close almost to the point of bending the hood, which I didn't want to do. So I had to take them apart. You know, the little pivots here, lubed the hell out of them. 3 different lubes, PB Blaster and WD-40 and 3-in-1 oil. And I took the springs off. Oh, what a pain in the ass those are to put back on. I'd use a big old crowbar like this to get it off. But man, to get that on there, back on, what an ordeal. I could do it pretty fast now, but man, I spent a couple hours just on that one. First one I did. But anyway, they still wouldn't move. This one started moving without the spring. Then this one I had to beat on, and finally it started moving. So, put the springs back on, and, but you can tell that, you feel that, hear the hood pop. Apparently, those original hinges must have been like that, because see, it's a little rusty there. See that crack? Someone tried to jam it down. Wasn't me. Like I said, I didn't want to bend the hood. And then I noticed over here, same thing, cracked a little bit there and there. So we may have to do like they do on the Chevy pickups, and build a brace from here up or something. I don't know. Well, before I paint it, I will. Right now, probably not. Okay, so finally got that situated, and the goddamn, sorry for swearing for you religious people. I'm not taking the Lord's name in vain. But the front end's over this way too far. Like, you know, adjusting the back and everything, getting that lined up, and it's like, man, what the hell is wrong? Because everything bolted up real nice. The radiator support, the fenders, you know, usually if it's out of whack, it's like this. And so I should have X'd it out before I should have X'd out the frame, then the core support, before I bolted on the body parts, and made sure, you know, exit out. So measure from that back bolt right here, center of that, and the center of that one, to over to here is like 67 1/4. That one was like 68 1/2. So it basically has to come over this way about 1 inch. And I thought, well, okay. So this is the second part of screwing around. So the core support, see right here, this is the frame, that's the core support. Had about a gap like that on each side. So I thought, okay, we'll loosen these bolts up, and that's what I use. Little porta power here with a clamp. I know you can see it right down in there. So you can see this big gap here. So it just spread it out and moved the core support over, which it did. But I don't think the top moved. So I move it over and exit out, and it's the same. It's like, what the hell? So then I got another porta power. I think I put it back away against this frame over to this corner here, and pushed it. But anyway, nothing seemed to help. I was like, man. And you know, looking at the frame and everything, there's no kinks in it. You know, I know it was hit lightly here. The bumper was bent in a little bit, but not enough to knock the whole frame over a couple inches. So, you know, screwing around. And then last night, after I went in, or was it this morning or late last night, whenever I woke up, and then it dawned on me. You know, they had this whole front end off, the whole subframe. They had it off because they got new bushings, and they rebuilt the front end. A 13-year-old that took it apart probably did it. So we look on this. If you watch me on the 67 here, you know, I put new, see the red bushings? It's only 4 bolts and bushings holding this subframe on. You know, the 2 here, and then the 2 underneath the seat area. So you can see it right here. You can see this guide hole. You know, I put a whatever that fit in there, and there's a hole here. So you set like a pin or something that's this round in both of them to center it, and then tighten it up. Well, it dawned on me they probably didn't do that to this. 13-year-old's not going to know. And you know, we're thinking he was under bad supervision. Not very good supervision doing this car. So I bet that's what's the problem is it's bolted in a little crooked. So by loosening up all them bolts, we can tilt this frame like this back to where it's supposed to be. I'm hoping that's what it is. So anyway, that's the next step. Then we can get to the exhaust. The exhaust and everything should have been done by now, but I've been spending, well, I did the video on my neighbor's shipping container house, which is going to be, the video's already done. It's you've already seen it. If not, go watch it. It's pretty interesting. He built a tiny house out of 3 shipping containers, and I needed some ideas for the plumbing and stuff for my future tiny house there. So I've been doing that, and he gave me all this stuff here, and I've been unloaded a lot of it because he's actually moving. He built the tiny house, and now he's going to move to sell it. So I think they're going to do RVing full time or something here in a while. So now we're going to jack it back up the way it was, so we can do the exhaust, and I'll check out those frame positions and see if we can get this whole subframe tweaked over this way, and then it should line up. Like I said, it's just, man, that seems like it's getting a little bit tighter now. I have to lube it up. So yeah, so this hood's buckled here. It'll straighten out a little bit like that. See it? So you see, it's not off very far. Just needs to come over that way. But whenever you, well, I still got the clamp in there pushing it. See, the thing is, if I let go of the pressure of that, it's going to spring back some. So yeah, I'll let off the pressure on that, and then we'll jack it up and hopefully tweak it, and everything will line up. But man, what an ordeal that is, or was. Okay, so that's a plan. We'll get to the exhaust here shortly. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, out here tonight. She was a scorcher today. I couldn't get much done. Okay, so it's up on jack stands, and as I suspected, sure enough, them bolt holes weren't lined up, or the well, yeah, the bolt holes for the bushing and the guide holes way off. I guess which way it needs to come over. That way. The problem is, it would have been a lot easier if it was like the 67 here with nothing on it. No front end, no engine, transmission, nothing. So basically, you got to pull that over with 10 times as much weight on it. So the only thing actually attached, see, this would be separate from this body. So the only thing attaching to the body are the fenders. I don't have this one tightened on it. That one there, and the two on the bottom. So two on the bottom there, that one's loose, that one and that one. And then it should move freer than if it wasn't bolted. Because everything else is connected to this, right? So that means the whole front should tilt over. But how am I going to get it to tilt over? I have to loosen all 4 bolts. Let me get you under here and show you. See, I don't know how good you can see. There's the body bolt. There's the guide. I don't know if you can see. Can you see that guide hole? Anyway, it's yeah, it's over. So we'll have to loosen that, one on each end, then these two here, and then tilt everything that way, and then this would actually tilt that way, right? So I'm not sure how I can do that. I mean, I could, I don't know, it's got a hole right here. See, you could maybe get it come along from there, to that frame, to this. That would pull the body that way. But the problem is this front, you'd have to get it come along onto something here. But where you're going to hook it on to pull it? And you would have to get to the body over on that side by something like this and hold it while you pull the whole frame and everything this way. It ain't going to take much to slide over, but it's so friggin' heavy. And of course the jack stands aren't going to move, so you have to redo the jack stands onto the floor, or basically just pinch weld here somewhere, put the jacks here, and hope you can pull that over without tipping it off the jack stands. Anyway, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Anyway, I think I'm just going to do this exhaust for now. So there's the header. I think I showed you that. So these, what I'm going to do, because this pipe is the same size as that, right? So let me see if I can get this. I don't know, should be able to see it. See, that pipe's not going to fit in there. It's way too loose. So if we weld this on there, it's just a little bit bent. That should, just with a tap of a hammer, should slide on there. And then I'm going to weld right around that edge. I grinded that edge down and weld it to this. But we need that flat. Then we're going to bolt this onto that. Bolt them two together where the holes are. Then that would be tight. And then that makes the same size as this. So then we can weld that onto that. It's got an open end on the other side, a wider end. See, like this would fit. This would slide into there. Really, what I need is a wallowed out end like that on the other side, because that's the same with the muffler here. The muffler will slide into that, but the other end is the same width. So let me take this off here and we'll show you. So factory wise, the exhaust would come, it's got the double hump here, so it would come here, and I think it would almost hug the drive shaft. You know, it would, you know, have a curve in it. Yeah, this transmission thing's leaking. And then I think that's where they go. They go out there and then up and over the rear end, tailpipes and stuff, which we're not going to do. So, you know, do we have something that would curve like that? No, we don't have nothing like that. Well, we have those pieces, but I doubt they're going to do it. So anyway, if you would have the pipe in there like that, see, it's going to hit right there. Let me move this light back a little bit. It doesn't glare. Okay, so it's in the header there, but it's going to hit right there. See, like the 80 Z28, they got a little pipe here and then a little muffler like this here, and it just ends right here before it hits that. But you know what, that's not even halfway through the front door, so you really don't want the exhaust dumping right there. You get sucked in the door and poison you. So you know, all you can do is hug this back floor. But that's, you know, this car actually sits pretty high in the front. Said, see the gold coil springs. I think they're, you know, who knows, station wagon springs or something. So you know, let me stick this on here. Probably they'd prop that up with a jack, but see, that would make it even lower. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if it hits this or really close, but this is the floor, so there's going to be carpet and stuff there. You don't want the exhaust hitting right there and burning it up. So I don't know, get another piece of straight pipe and get the muffler passed over there, past that line. I don't know, let me figure it out. But for right now, like I said, I'm gonna weld. Let me take, I want to get that, you know, you don't want it like that. You don't want it crooked. You got to get it perfectly straight. You know, I didn't cut this off perfectly straight. It's probably off a little bit. So what we're gonna do is tap that on there, and then right here, and then bolt that on there and make sure it's going straight before we weld this on. So yeah, let me do that, and then see, and then that way you can just unbolt. This will be attached to the pipe, and you can just unbolt that if you want to change the exhaust or you want to change the headers. That way you don't have to cut it and re-weld it and all that. That's the way I'm going to do it. So yeah, let me at least get that done, and then we'll have to worry about if we want this pipe that low, or just end it here for now. But like I said, it's supposed to, I think it curves up past here, factory wise, but we can't do it. So okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, little change of plans on the exhaust. Okay, so the pipe kit comes with 2 of these. Now my other pipe kit, I had 2 of these, because you're going to need 2 for each side, so you're going to need 4 of them. Okay, and you can see there's a different color. That's out of the other box. So what I did, hook these 2 together, something like that. Weld that to the header, and then this curves up. Show it to you. I've got those 2 tacked in. See, I guess I didn't show, but I welded that on there, and then I bolted that end on there. So there's one curved piece, there's the other. Then that's going up. You can see the pipe is you know, a little bit lower than the subframe, not much, but it's, you can see how much up it is than this. You know, originally I put that pipe in right here. You can see that, how far that is up. Okay, so we got that curve, and then that's pointing straight back. So then we take the long pipe here, and this almost touches the rear end. So I marked it off. We're going to cut it right there, cut this end off, and then we're going to weld that onto that. It almost touched the rear end, but then it slid in. You got this much. So this will be about that far from the rear end, and then we can put a little downspout or something on there. But right now I'm going to cut that off and weld this on there, and then we're going to fit it on there, make sure it's, see, it's pretty kind of close to the floor. I lowered it down, got a little jack under there, lowered it down so it's gonna, you know, because this thing's a lot thicker, right? So we're gonna keep that about 1 inch from the floor, and then once we set that into place, we'll tack that. Okay, so once everything's tacked in there, those 2 are already tacked in where I need them, because you know, you put these in here like that, and you can twist them like this, see? You can twist them. So I twisted them where I wanted, and then just put a couple of tacks there and there. And that's what we'll do with this. And then once it's tacked in, I'm going to unbolt it, take the whole thing out on the ground and weld it all up solid. Okay. I'm probably just going to do this side tonight, and I know it's kind of dark. I'm going to do the other side in the daylight tomorrow, so I'll show you a lot better tomorrow in the daylight. You know, I got a couple hours in the morning before the blazing sun comes out, about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. That way everything will be tucked up under there and it won't be scraping or nothing like that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, this is the pipe here, resonator, so that bolts onto the header, and then had to weld it here and there. That one I did really good, at least I hope I did. There could be pinholes. It's just flux core welding, so it looks sloppy. But this slid in there, so, and same with that slid into that. And then this one I just cut a piece of the sleeve off another pipe and put it over top that to connect this. And then I had two of these little, I guess I made these before or something, didn't use them, but I put a little downspout on it there, tilted it down. So then I'll bolt that on, and I'm just going to use one of them hangers here. It'll bolt right up. I mean, there's a spot for this to bolt up, and then we'll weld that wherever it needs to be, in there or wherever it needs. Yeah, probably in here. Just line that up, have a jack underneath of it, line it up real good, and just put a couple of bolts in there so you can undo it, a couple of self tappers, and then weld that on there. Well, that's your hanger. That should all it should need is just the one. So it'd be easy to take it off to do something. Okay, well, let me bolt it up there, see what she looks like, and I'll be back. Okay guys, we're back on it. It's been a day or so. Got distracted with getting that old 88 van, putting in another fuel pump, and trading that, and then buying a clunker. So all them videos probably be out before this one. Anyway, here's it in the daylight, the exhaust. Man, I like the way it's tucked up under there. It almost looks professional. Although that header is all dented in. It's not broken, but it's all scraped at the front. And pretty sure that's the header that was on this car. The headers. I should have that flange. I should have tilted that up so that wasn't low where the bolt goes. But oh well, can't do it now. It's welded on there. But anyway, the front end, since I put the new front end on there, it sits up higher, so it shouldn't hit. And I just didn't put the hanger on. But yeah. I think I got to take the wheels and stuff off to get at that, to drive in the bolts, self tappers. But I'll do that when I get the other side. So yeah, that's it. Looks pretty damn good. Doesn't hit nothing. So all I got to do is replicate the other side. So I put everything else in the box over here. So we just need that pipe, those two deals, this end here to cut this off, flange to mount that to the pipe, and then the hanger and the little end thing. So that's it. So just gonna do the same thing on this side, and then we've got to loosen them subframe bolts and see if we can get that front end over. But let me do the exhaust, and I'll be back. Okay guys, so I had it fit up under there, tacked it just like the other side, So there it is, all welded up. Just bolt it to the header, and I think tomorrow we'll jack up the back. I'll tack on that little downspout and put the hanger. Do the hangers on both of them. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, I've just been using my little cheap flux core welder, but a couple of videos back, Yes Welder sent me a real nice welder. It's TIG welding, MIG, and then flux core, aluminum, and arc welding, everything. So I already mentioned them and did my obligation the other video, but I'll give them a shout out for this video as well. Was that the, yeah, there's a welder there. Got a big screen and everything on there, real easy to use. So yeah, I'll put the link and stuff in the description below the video if you need a good welder. Okay guys, next morning, just got finished welding the hangers on there and the little downspouts. You see the hangers there. So there you can get a better look at the exhaust. I'm pretty sure that's how the factory would have had it. So yeah, it's not gonna be hitting nothing. And no, I couldn't move that where it's bolted on the flange. I couldn't move that around because it's right against the floor there. So if I tried to move it, it would even be tighter up there. So I don't think they're gonna hit anyway, but that's the lowest point, is the bolt on the flange, and it's not very low at all. So this should be no problem. You can see there's a hanger here for the tailpipes. So if somebody wanted, they could cut it here and make tailpipes, but that's the way I'm gonna do it. Anyway, we don't know if it's gonna leak, but that's all I can do for now. I'm waiting on another fuel pump. Should be in any day now. I'm in no rush to get this video out. So we'll wait a day or two for that fuel pump, and I'll just go ahead and hook that up, and then we can run it. I mean, I could run it by pouring gas down the float bowl there, but it'll just run for a minute. I need to let it run for a while. So yeah, I'll wait for that. In the meantime, yeah, I gotta take off the or loosen up them 4 bolts, see if I can scoot that front end over. So I'll do that here in a little while. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm out here trying to line this front end up. So it was all jacked up on all 4. So I loosened the 4 bolts and I jacked it up on the body, not the subframe. It was on the pinch weld, but it slid in. Same with this. Loosened all the bolts on the fenders, both sides on the back. So we need the whole front end to come over. So I hooked a come along here to the frame bumper bracket, and I actually hooked it to the 67 Chevy, because I thought, well, maybe it won't need much to come over, but started moving the Camaro just a hair. So I brought my truck over and hooked it to the back bumper hitch, and started cranking, and then it fell off the back jacks. But that's okay. So I repositioned the front ones, and it still wasn't coming over. Just a little bit more, So then I put the come-along, or the clamp right there. There's a body. The floor goes up like this, right by the subframe. So I put that clamp in there and pushed that. So I'm pushing the subframe away from the body, and it went as far as I could get it, and it moved it over. And then I give a couple more little tightenings on here, and it's pretty damn close. Well, it's actually, that's perfect right there. But the problem is, I think if I let this off, it's going to go back a little bit. And let's see if I can see how I had that. It's a little safety catch was hitting. Anyway, where I showed you before where it measured, now it measures 67 3/4, and then this one measures 68. So technically it should come over this way another 1/8 of an inch, and that would make that 1/8 of an inch. But it won't come anymore, I don't think, without it flying off these jacks. I got this as tight as I can get it. What I need is something on this end to hold the body. I think I got some clamps that go on them pinch welds, pinch flange there, but I ain't got nothing here to hook it to. There's a big hunk of concrete there, but I'd have to roll it out in the middle here somewhere and get a truck on one side and a truck on the other. But it shouldn't need that much, because I mean need that much pressure, because with the bolts loose, that subframe should just slide over. I mean, it needs just a little help, but it should slide. So let me mess with it a little bit more, and then as much pressure as I can, and then I'll have to tighten up all them 4 bolts. Unless, the only other way is if I get a come along on this rear frame here to the body pinch welds on the other side, and another come along and pull that so the back subframe goes this way. So we want the back frame go that way and the front go this way. So right now I think the whole thing's trying to move, whereas if we can get it to tilt like that, that might do it. I mean, just a hair, 1/8 of an inch. Let me try something, I'll be back. I just figure I'd let y'all know what's going on. It's almost there. Okay guys, I got it. So, like I said, needed the back of the frame to go that way, which would be tying it down and pulling it that way, or using the body and pushing it. And that's what I did. So luckily I have another porta power I just bought a little while ago. So, okay. So you can see there's the body there with that clamp. Then I run it through, and it's touching the back of the subframe there, right? So you just pump it and push that frame that way. And I was doing it watching this, and sure enough, this whole back here, this whole thing was moving over. It's pretty tight. So yeah, so we got the back going that way and the front going that way, and that lined it right up. Well, overlined it. We went we got a little bit too big of a gap there, but we're going by the Xing it out. So they both measure, I believe, 68 now. Go by that. That bolt there to the middle. See, there's 68 right in the middle. Go this way. Right there, 68 right in the middle. So it's X'd out, so we'll just have to adjust the hood a little bit. But see, I do have this core support over this way more than that way. So I can always, if I need to go that way, you know what I mean? But it's so close now, it's within, you know. So with all this pressure on there, I think I'm going to tighten it down like that, and then it'll probably move a little bit over and it'll line up perfect. If not, see, it looks like the hood needs to go that way, but after we undo the pressure, then it should go back. Okay, so I'm going to just tighten them 4 bolts down, take all the stuff off, jacks and the come-alongs and the porta-powers and all that. But yeah, I'm just pulling this over. I'm not trying to straighten the frame or anything like that, because that's not what the problem is. The problem is the alignment of that subframe. So don't think I'm using all this to pull a frame straight that's kinked or something. No, we're just moving the whole thing. Okay, well, let me do that and I'll be back. Okay guys, next day. I haven't aligned and bolted up the fenders yet, rear of the fenders, and then align the hood and all that, but I'm fixing to do that. And then the mail came. So I got another fuel pump. These cheap ones at eBay weren't working out. Not that one, but the other one that was a lifetime warranty. I just messaged him on eBay and said, yeah, work for 5 minutes, then quit. I don't know what his reply was. I haven't checked yet. As far as these two, bought these two for 17 bucks, and that one crapped out. That one just clicks. So I got a bunch of comments for try this pump, try that pump, and all that. Most of the comments to recommend a pump were a high pressure. And we're not doing an LS swap. It's not fuel injected, so it doesn't need one of them, 90 PSI friggin' pumps going a million miles an hour. We don't need one of them, and I'm not going to hook up a regulator for it. So, someone recommended this Carter. Now you got to figure those pumps 2 for 17. This was like 90, the cheapest one. I mean, there's a bunch of sellers selling the exact same thing in between $90 to $150 for the same thing. So I got this $90 one, and it's supposed to be low pressure, like 5 to 9 PSI or whatever. So this is the pump here, and then all the bracket and stuff. So I don't know if it has instructions or anything, but we'll figure it out. Don't know what the warranty is on it. Okay, so I'm going to hook that up. Also went to Wally Mart, and they only had, this cable was only 14 something compared to the one at AutoZone for this long. It says 51 inch. It doesn't look that long, but this one here is too short. This one's a little too short. That was from, I guessed, 32 or 36 inches or something from AutoZone, like 22 bucks. So this one a lot longer was, yeah, a crappy clamp on it. We'll try it. And then I didn't have the right size battery, so This is the cheapest battery at Walmart, 69 bucks. So, fixing to put in the battery, possibly the clamp. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I might just bridge something over there to start it after we get the fuel pump. We want to hear the exhaust by the end of this video. Okay, so fixing to get dark. I was busy all morning transferring titles and running around and going to Walmart and all that stuff. So, and then too hot in the day still, in the middle of the day. It's not bad, it's in the mid 80s, but it's just so sunny. If it was a little cloudy at 85 would be perfect. So anyway, this is the time, work on it right now. So I'll be working on it till it's all done. Everything's bolted, aligned, and it's running so we can hear the exhaust. And then I can end the video, which has been going on for a couple of weeks now, off and on. Okay, so I'll be back. Oh, and I put up a couple of shelves here. I'll show you that my neighbor gave me. He gave me a couple of desks. I don't know exactly where I can put them. So I was organizing some stuff here. You know, I got my booster boxes and stuff here and stuff here. All this stuff was laying on the floor. So I still need to dig through this stuff. So as I was digging through it, I found an overflow jug that I forgot. I bought one. Every time I buy something like that, that's cheap, I don't know how much it was, 10 bucks or something, I'll buy 2 or 3 of them. So, I mentioned in another video, the factory overflow, there's remnants of a screw and a clip here. I don't think that's a factory one, but the overflow must go in here somewhere. And they're about 80 bucks for a factory one, so they can go stick that right up their ass. So once we get the right size battery in there, we can figure out if this will fit. I think it might. You know, the fuel hose might be in the way a little bit, but either something like that or those round ones, long cylindrical round ones, are about 20 bucks. Sometimes cars got them sitting over in here, you can mount them up in there. But anyway, this is all I got for now. If we can't make this work, we'll have to get one of them cylindrical ones and stick it somewhere. But anyway, I may hook that up. So I just wanted to show you that. These are little universal ones you can buy for, you know, at the time 10, 12 bucks or something, but who knows what they are now. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. I'm going to do all this tonight. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, got the fenders bolted on there, and so and the hood aligned at the back. And then what happened is the front end was over too far this way, so actually I just had to move the radiator support back to where it was in the center, and it lined up perfect. So real easy. It sticks up just a little bit right there and there, but from what it was, there's the gap. Nice gap there, and nice gap all the way down there. Got this hood bowed right here. We'll have to, if we paint it, we'll have to get a 2x4 and a hammer and straighten that and put some braces in like they do on an old Chevy pickup, like I said. Screwed in the bezels. Like I said, this is a right bezel, so the difference is right in here, touches. There's supposed to be a gap, so I had 2 rights. Not looking forward to, I don't know what one would cost, but I gotta buy a set for the 80. Anyway, just drilled some holes and stuck the signal lenses in there for now. I gotta buy some yellow bulbs. I'll buy them off of eBay. Okay, so let me put in the battery, fuel pump. I'll be back. Okay, guys. Start it up so you can hear it. Hear the exhaust sounds pretty good. It always does that. I don't. Oh, that noise stopped the starter. Yeah, it's dying. That noise stopped. That was hitting a little starter thing there. Anyway, I can't get this pump. I put the pump on here, but it's not pumping. I mean, I think I took the hose off here and put my thumb. It seems like it was sucking, and then I got that up here and filled it all full of gas to prime it, and then kept her on, but she won't. That gas right there was already there. So I got it coming like there, but it won't suck gas, and there's 5 to 7 gallons of gas in the car, and the line is clear. You know, I blew air all through that line. I don't know. Anyway, I don't feel like messing with it. So I just filled up the float with gas. I guess I'll mess with it later. But anyway, you heard the exhaust. It sounds pretty damn good. So I think that's it, guys. I think that's it for the video. We got the exhaust done. Got all the front end lined up. Got another fuel pump on. We'll have to, I don't know how I can test that line to see if it'll, I hate to burn up that pump. I don't want to leave it running for more than a minute. But yeah, anyway, I think next video we will do the door panels. And I'm thinking about buying the dash pad. The dash overlay, not a pad, a dash overlay that fits on there. Anyway, I think I mentioned in the video, I guessed how much I had in it. I have $3,300 into it. That includes $1,000 to buy it, so $2,300 plus $1,000 to buy it, $33,000, and that doesn't include that fuel pump. And I don't know, did I bought something else, didn't I? Anyway, it'll probably go up another couple of hundred. So yeah, I don't know. Well, since this video is long, we'll go over it next video. See how much I think it's worth as is. Patina. Okay, so yeah, I got a bunch of little stuff, and then the major door panels, we'll make them out of plywood and some material, and that might be it for a while. I did apply, or I got the information from Texas back, not in the system, but we don't know where it was last registered. Obviously not Oklahoma. Texas it could have been, but out of the system. I don't know how long it takes, 20 years or something. Or it could have been from another state, like the 80s from North Carolina. Anyway, that's all the Title 42 place that I use needs, I hope. So I messaged them all that and gave them the VIN number and all that, and I said, let me know and I'll send you some money. So I'm gonna send them $300, $150 for this one, $150 for that one. with the 67. Hopefully. I don't know why they're taking so long to return. They kept asking me what's with make, model, VIN, and a picture and all this stuff, and it's a different person than I used last time. Last time it was like real quick. Okay, here's the address, send it, all that stuff. But anyway, I won't ramble too much. We're going to get the process going, but like I said, it's going to be 5 months before I can get a title, and anybody would want to buy it without a title, but I can advertise it. You know, hey, you'll have to get your own bonded title type thing. So, anyway, sorry for the long video. I just got, man, it's just took a while to figure out how to line that front end up and all that. So yeah, check out Flashark for the exhaust, and Yes Welder if you need a welder. I'll put the links and stuff in the description. Okay, well, subscribe if you haven't. We probably only got one more video on this, and then I'll go over how much I got in it and what we think we can sell it for, and then we're going to move on to either the 80, the 67, or the 2009 Mustang new project. So yeah, like, comment, share, all that stuff, and we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching.